Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And thank you guys for subscribing. We're blessed enough to have Harvey back on another week of Harvey's Weekly Football Report. And the show is dedicated to Earl every week. And RIP Earl, we miss you. And yeah, man, still seems surreal. It's wild without our buddy here.
Yeah.
One of the most truest, realest people that was ever alive, man, and one of the nicest people. He never had a bad word to say about anybody, and he would never turn his back on anybody either. He was one of the most loyal people ever.
Yeah, he pretty much what you saw in Earl is what you got in Earl. You know what I mean?
Yep. Which is a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good classmate.
Yep. And a cousin.
Cousin and friend, yeah.
All right, man. I want to make an announcement. I am running for Knott County Water and Soil Conservation Supervisor Board. And I'll be running, and the election will be November the 8th of 2022 this year. And I definitely look forward to meeting the people of Knott County, the great people of Knott County, on the campaign trail. And if you want a true conservative in there, then vote for Seth Amberg November 8th for Knott County Water and Soil Conservation Supervisor Board. And let's go, Brandon.
Well, good luck on it. If you wish to get it, hope you have a success with it. And mainly it's about
The
Knott
people
County
of Knott
protecting
County.
the water. Have people
Absolutely.
help with good drinking water, and soil. Makes the go around, and they 4-H has probably a little bit to do with it's just stuff like that, to make sure this environment's pretty good. That that's basically a lot of what they do.
Yep.
So if you win, I hope you do a good job.
I will, man. And we'll do good for the people of Knott County, man.
That's number one reason.
Yep. And I'm going to win. I'm not going to sit here and say if I win or lose. I'm going to win.
You have to have confidence. I guess. It'd be like when I was coaching in basketball. When we was coaching you, I can't. You have to have the confidence to play. I can't give you that confidence. I can tell you about it, but it more or less comes within you to do the job. It has to be within. So you need to have the confidence.
Absolutely, man.
That's the number one goal.
And we need to vote for true conservatives out there, not just my election. You need to vote for me too, because I'm a true conservative. We also need true conservatives in each office, and hopefully everybody votes for true conservatives in each election. And that's as much political I'm gonna get, but yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. Meeting the great people in Knott County is gonna be the most fun part about it. And then winning in the election, just like back in basketball days, like you were saying, being competitive again. And the competitiveness in me wants to be number one. I know I have to get like top 3 to be on the board, but I want to get number 1. That's just the competitiveness in me.
Yeah, well, try to do what's right.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Want to put the people in Knott County first, man. And
they're right.
The people of Knott County have been put last a lot here lately. So we need somebody real in there. And I'm real. I'm authentic. What you see is what you get, like with Earl. You get that with me. What you see is what you get. I'm just a country boy from Knott County, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yep. I definitely look forward to running, man. And Harvey, I know me and you are going to do a little campaigning, and I definitely appreciate you for doing that.
Well, okay.
I know you're excited, man.
Just tell people what you need to do, and it's basically what you do, and you tell them what you're going, and basically if that may be your number one priority. That job may be your number one. If you make it your number one priority,
Yep, that would be my number one job.
Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah.
Yep. Working for the people in Alt County, man, would be absolutely amazing. And vote for Seth Ambergy, the true conservative, November the 8th of 2022.
Yeah.
Yep. For Knott County Water and Soil Conservation Supervisor Board. Definitely look forward to that. And I'm officially filing Friday, man. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But what have you been having going on, Harvey, here lately?
And that's much. We've been watching. I've been watching all the bowl games.
Yep. Was your I know this is a hard question to answer, but what's your favorite bowl game so far?
It has to be Tennessee Purdue. I mean, that's the one that I watched from start to finish, and it went in overtime, and Purdue won on the field goal. I mean, a lot of people that questionable calls, but still, it was two good teams going at tooth and nail, as I call it, at one another, and it ended up being a field goal, and probably was the best bowl game so far. Now I'm waiting to see. We'll get that maybe after a while. Georgia and Alabama playing for the national championship. That could be, if it comes down like Georgia, Tennessee, Purdue, then hit the top.
Yep. I think Alabama and Georgia could be the game of the year, man.
If it's like I said, if it's anything like Purdue and Tennessee, it will be the game of the year. And they were some pretty good bowl games, real good bowl games. I sort of if you don't care, I'm going to give you the rundown how each conference done.
Go ahead and also give the rundown on how me and you did so far, have done so far.
Well, at me and you so far, we got 3 games to go. We got the Kansas State LSU game left on that bowl game. And then we got Montana State, North Dakota State, who it is, the Division II, the next one down. That's January the 8th for that championship. And then we got, of course, you going to pick for the national championship.
It is Montana State and North Dakota State.
Okay. Let's see, I had it wrote down here.
Yeah, our national championship picks wasn't all correct. We got one right though. We got Alabama
in the final. We got Alabama in the final. But you did very well. I think you. I'm looking over these stats I got here. I've got a bunch of them. As of right now, this is college. You're 243 and 119, and I'm 242 and 130. I picked a week before you, but so you've really done better than me in college so far. You won up on me in wins, but I got more losses because I picked the first week and you didn't. So did very well on that with 3 games to go.
Absolutely, man.
And I was going to go. COVID had a lot to do with some of the bowls. All right, the ACC was 2-4, and they had 4 that didn't get a play. So that you can't say they did bad because there was 4 teams that didn't get a play. So that hurt them. The American Conference, they had Houston and Cincinnati. Cincinnati was their only loss. Houston did good, but they was 3-1, and they had 3 teams that didn't get a play, so they could have been pretty good. Big 12 right now is 5-2, and if Kansas City, I keep saying Kansas. If Kansas State wins, they'll go 6-2. Big 10 went 6-4, and the Conference USA went 3-5. Independence went 2-2. Man, America went 3-5. The Mountain West went 5-1, but Hawaii and Boise State they didn't play, so they could have been pretty good. They did well, but even with them 2 teams out. SEC is 5-6. We had 13. They had 13 teams in it, So LSU wins, they go 6-6. But most of their best teams really won. Uh, Kentucky won, Alabama won, Georgia won, South Carolina won. Uh, but they was pretty good teams that won. Yeah, South Carolina was playing pretty good, and Arkansas won that. So they did very well. The Sun Belt went 3-1, and the Pac-10 went 0-5, and UCLA didn't play on kind of COVID. So right now the Pac-10 was the
Pac-12.
bottom of the barrel. Would you have thought that
Oh, the Pac-12.
the Pac-12 went 0-5, and Utah
Wow.
give Oregon State, Utah and Ohio, yeah, Utah and Ohio State was a good game.
Ohio State is a good program. So does Utah.
Utah was their best showing. I wouldn't have thought the Pac-12 was just shut out, but they did. So that was but if you have to grade it though, Alabama, Georgia is playing for the national championship. So, that's what put the SEC on top of the ladder. And you have 13 teams in a bowl game, and one had to cancel on account of COVID. Texas A&M was good. They could have probably won a bowl game. So some of them did pretty good. There were some surprises. But what it looks to me like though, there's some really good cuts. Some of these they're not, I'm not going to say, not the big five they call conference.
Yeah.
Some of these conference like American Conference, and they went 3-1. I mean, and they had three that didn't play. So Cincinnati, Houston, SMU didn't get a play. They could be the sixth. They're the sixth conference right now. In other words, I'm saying they're probably the sixth best conference, but right now they did better than the Pac-10. I mean the Pac-12. So there's some good football teams, and there's 11 conferences, and what I'm saying there's some pretty good football conferences besides the top five. There's some pretty good teams.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. We can pick this game all over again, man, because I know there's been some changes and stuff. We'll pick the you want to pick the Texas Bowl again?
The LSU Kansas State.
We'll just keep that pick. We'll repick.
We you both pick Kansas State. We'll keep that pick.
Yeah, we can't pick the national championship. Okay.
That's their probably next order of business.
Okay, Monday, January the 10th at 8 p.m. on ESPN. We got number 3 Georgia 13-1 taking on number 1 Alabama 13-1 on ESPN. And in the national championship game, Georgia is 3-point favorites. I'm not sure how they're 3-point favorites, but they are. And I'm personally going with Alabama. I hear the ESPN guy say when he's betting on games and stuff, there's 3 people he does not bet against: Nick Saban, Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick. I think that's a good. That's a good way to pick games, man. You don't want to pick against them 3. And I'm not going to pick against Nick Saban. I'm going to go with Alabama. Who you going with?
Well, Georgia, what I watched all this year, never know how a football game's going to go. But what I seen Saturday, Georgia, they destroyed Michigan, and I didn't think they would beat Michigan like they did. And they've already played. I know they've already played Alabama in the SEC championship, and so I think they saw firsthand what they probably have to do to beat Alabama, and their defense is going to have to step up because Alabama's got a pretty good offense. They can't that running back for Alabama had 200 something yards against Cincinnati. He had more yards than Cincinnati's whole team. Cincinnati did never seen a team like that. They had never seen a team like that. Alabama, but Alabama's offense still, I don't think, was sharp. So, but I like you said, that's hard to pick against Nick Saban. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. You picked Alabama. I think Georgia. I'm going to say Georgia's going to be ready for them. So I'm going to go with Georgia.
Okay, man. I don't think.
But both, either one wins. Either one wins. It's going. It, they can say they're the best.
Yeah, I think Alabama's the best team in the nation, man. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see Georgia beating Alabama. I see Alabama winning again. Anyways, this is a big game in the NFL. Saturday, we got the 11-5 Kansas City Chiefs playing for the 1 seed in the AFC, taking on the Broncos 7-9, 4:30 p.m. on ABC. Kansas City is 10-point favorites. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, and they're gonna be the number 1 seed. Who you going with?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Chiefs too.
All right. Let's see. The Colts. We got the Colts Sunday, 9-7, taking on the Jaguars 2-14, 1 p.m. on CBS. The Colts are 15.5-point favorites. The Colts win, they're in. I'm gonna go with the Colts. Who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Colts. Basically, I mean, we might get to that later, but we can get to it right now. Colts. It's basically what this game comes down. If the Colts win, Pittsburgh's out, and the rest of them's out. If the Colts win, I'm just telling you the scenario. The Colts lose, and Pittsburgh beats the Ravens. Pittsburgh's in, and if the Ravens beats Pittsburgh, it's possible the Ravens are in. So that Steelers Ravens game is going to be a pretty good game, and but if the Colts win, it doesn't matter. They're done. I mean,
Yep.
And if the Colts don't beat the Jaguars, they don't belong in it anyway. I think.
I just want to say,
I mean, my personal opinion.
I agree. I was wrong about one thing though. Actually, if the Titans beat the Texans, the Titans lock up the 1 seed.
Have they already done it?
Okay. No, the Titans have to beat the Texans Sunday to lock up the 1 seed.
I think if the Chiefs win it and the Titans lose, Chiefs get it though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's still an important game for the Chiefs.
It is an important, yeah, for the number 1 bye, yeah.
All right, we got the Steelers 8-7-1 taking on the Ravens 8-8. Which team wants to keep their playoff hopes alive? That's at 1 p.m. on CBS. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's playing. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I will go with the Steelers too, and you've said the magic words. I really believe with Lamar Jackson, they win that division. I mean, I'm glad one of my favorites won it. Don't get me wrong, but without Lamar Jackson, he's one of the best quarterbacks. He's good, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Yep.
So without them and Big Ben, I'd say, maybe me and you, I'd say he's probably going to retire. I think that's what he's going to, and I think they'll win that game, but they have to win it. Like I said, they have to have help.
Yep. And speaking of a team that needs help, we got the Saints 8-8 traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons 7-9, 4:25 p.m. on Fox. New Orleans is 4.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with the Saints, and I believe if the Saints win and the 49ers lose, they get in, right?
I think that's it. I think it's all that's left for that one too. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
So who are you going with?
Oh, I pick the Saints.
All right, me as well. All right, we got the 49ers 9-7 traveling to LA to take on the 12-4 Rams, 4:25 on Fox. The Rams are 5-point favorites. I think the Rams might rest their starters, so I'm going with the 49ers. Who you going
with? you said you were all saying, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think that's what's going to happen too, and that's why I picked the 49ers. But then again, the Rams might say, "Hey, they're a division rival. Let's try to eliminate them." But I don't see that happening. I figure they'll rest them. I'm like you. That's why I picked the 49ers.
All right. And this is a big game in the division as well to see if the Bills or the Patriots want that division title. Got the Jets 4-12 traveling to Buffalo to take on the 10-6 Bills, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Buffalo is 17-point favorites. I'm gonna pick Josh Allen and the Bills. Who you going with?
I picked them too. I think right now they might be saying righting the ship. You know what? They're
Yeah.
they're they're slowly. I think they've started to get better, and that they're starting to get where I thought they'd be. So I'll pick the Bills.
All right, then we got New England 10-6, traveling to Miami 8-8, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. New England is 6.5-point favorites. I'm not going to pick against Bill Belichick. I'm going with the Patriots. Who you going with?
I'm gonna go with the Patriots too. I think I mean, regardless, they're either going to be division champions or wild card, either one. So, like you
Yeah.
said, and I think, hey, he could be coach of the year.
Yep. There's a question that I got to ask you before we pick this last game. It's a funny thing too. I think you know what I'm about to ask you. What is your opinion on Antonio Brown?
Well, they cited I mean, they said that they won a Super Bowl ring with him last year. So I mean, he's good, but I see that. I don't know I don't know what his problem is, but regardless if you got a problem with the coach or anything, I don't see you doing what he did. I think he did. I think regardless, I mean, if you got on that jersey, if he had a problem, didn't want to go in a game, I say you wait till you get back to the locker room, then say I quit.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was going to do that. But
Did you see him do the jumping jack?
I think even if he has a problem with the coach, you got look at how the players are wearing that jersey too. I think he disrespected his teammates.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's like I said, if it's personal, he should have. If it's personal, he should not. He should have it should have been off the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a big game for. We'll pick two more games. This could be a big game for possibly the Tampa Bay getting the 2 seed. So we got the Panthers 5-11 traveling to Tampa Bay, take on the GOAT, who is in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 12-4, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Tampa Bay is 8-point favorites. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. Who you going with?
I think they'll cover that. I believe they'll be the more haters. I picked the Bucks. Like you said, hard to pick against Tom Brady.
That's a big game too.
Yeah.
I mean, you win, you possibly get the Eagles. That's a very winnable game for the GOAT.
Well, if they win, are they going to be the second team?
They could be, yeah.
Well, the Rams could be the second team too.
The Rams beat them head to head, so the Rams would have to lose and Tampa Bay would have to win.
Yeah. So you're looking at if they're third, they play the 6th team, which is the Eagles right now, right? You're right.
They're the 7th right now, yeah.
Yeah.
They're 6. I don't even know.
Yeah. The Eagles are 6. Got the 6th spot. The third spot plays the 6th spot. So the third spot would be the Bucks right now. Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. We got the Chargers. This is the big game. This is the best game of the week. And they gave it a big game because it's a Sunday night game. The Chargers 9-7, taking on the Raiders 9-7, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. It's in Las Vegas. The Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. And I'm not going to pick against Justin Herbert, man. I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I would pick the Chargers too. This game, I think if I ain't mistaken, basically the loser, winners in, losers out, right?
Yep.
Is that the way it really comes down to?
That's why it's on Sunday Night Football. You win, you're in.
Yeah. It's basically the winners in, losers out. And whenever who loses, pretty good team.
Yeah. I think the Chargers are just a little bit better.
I do too. I'll pick the Chargers.
All right, man. And just so everybody knows, we will be having a special guest next week. We have confirmed that he will be on next week with us picking the wild card games. I'll just leave it as a surprise for people. We got a surprise guest picking games with us next Monday.
Yeah.
And
so we got 9 games so far. How many you'll pick? Yeah, one more.
there really ain't no. I mean, unless you want to pick the Cowboys and the Eagles. Okay.
Might as well.
Saturday we got the Cowboys 11-5 taking on the Eagles 9-7, 8:15 p.m. on ESPN. Dallas is 7-point favorites. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Who you going?
When they played Sunday, that their offense sputters sometimes. They're even though they won their division, and even though and they can score, but I don't know. Sometimes their offense is erratic. 1 week they could beat anybody in the NFL. Next week they can't. But I don't think. Well, it all depends. That Cowboys might rest their starters, but I don't think it improves anything for both of them. I don't know if the Cowboys could get that 3rd spot. So right now they're probably stuck in the 4th spot, but I think they'll still win the game if they play. I mean, this is one of those games you don't know who they're going to play.
The Cowboys still have Dak, man, and as long as they have Dak, they have a chance to win.
Yeah, they're capable. They're capable of going. They're capable of making a run through it.
You want the truth? If you want the exact truth, the 100% the truth, man. The Cowboys are capable of winning it all.
They have the personnel to win it all. Yeah, they do.
They got the talent. They're honestly, if you think about it, they're more talented than the Rams.
Well, look, and has anybody really beat them yet?
No. Well, not that I can think of.
I think they've been in about every game. I mean, maybe one game they had, about the Denver Bronco game might be the bad. But they almost beat the Bucs starting out. So they've been in just about every game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know how the Broncos beat them.
But it's unpredictable.
The Browns beat the Vikings with Case Keenum. Maybe the Browns would have been better off with Case Keenum at quarterback.
Yeah,
the Broncos beat them.
You're talking about. Are you gonna pick the Bengals in the Browns game?
No, that's not even worth talking about because the Bengals will probably rest their starters, and so will the Browns.
They probably, yeah, you're right.
The Cowboys, their biggest loss was, they haven't really been blown out, but 30-16 by the Broncos. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Let's not forget they beat Washington 56-14. Or let's not forget Atlanta game 43-3.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that got winning records. They've had trouble against team winning records.
Well, I mean, they beat a decent Saints team who might make the playoffs. They beat they beat a good Chargers team.
Well, if you get beat by teams that's right up where we is, I can't say that ain't a bad thing, really. I mean, because that team's good. He's pretty good.
Yep. Oh man, this has been a lot. What'd you say?
I said, I know I'm like you. This between me and you, I mean, you used to talk about that Case Keenum.
Yeah.
Probably should have been a starter. I really think Baker Mayfield played with a bad arm, shoulder. His one shoulder, not his shoulder, but I think it probably affected him all year. After what they done last year, I really thought they would do. I'm surprised that I thought they would make the playoffs and maybe win 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
So, but You never know. But they've had injuries too. Plus,
They're not even worth even spending any time on, man. The Browns.
No, but they've had. I think they've had. I could say they've had some injuries, and stuff. But still, you got 50-something players on your team. You gotta put somebody out there to play.
Yep. Well, man, I definitely had a lot of fun. This has been another episode of Harvey's Weekly Football Report. Be back next week picking the wild card games. And remember, I'm running for Knott County soil
and water conservation.
My bad. It's a lot of words to say. I'm running for Knott County Water and Soil Conservation Supervisor Board member, and yeah, man, I definitely appreciate your all's vote November the 8th, and vote for a true conservative. Also, listen every Sunday night and every Monday night. Every Sunday night on WXLR at 10 p.m. Listen to Hear Chew Bubblegum. I'm a co-host on the radio show. And also listen every Monday night on WKCB at 10 p.m. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I love doing Hear Chew Bubblegum. Great people, and it's a great podcast. So everybody should definitely listen to that. You can find them on YouTube. Listen to Hear Chew Bubblegum on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere you find great podcasts. I want to thank Harvey for being on, and y'all have a good night, and God bless.
You too.